everybody, and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. I hope you guys are all doing very well. This week, I'm starting my vlog on a Tuesday. Whoops. If you have been watching these, you know I usually start them on Sunday, but I just got back from a trip to Colorado. The jet lag and me being devastated by East of Eden by John Steinbeck last week gave me a little bit of a book hangover. And so we're starting this one just a little bit late. But still, I have Tuesday to Sunday to get into some really good books this week. So without further ado, let's get into the TBR. First up, I'm going to be reading Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. I wanted this week something that is a little bit like just not whimsical. I don't know. I wanted something that wasn't as going to emotionally devastate me as East of Eden did. And this is a middle grade fantasy novel. And I thought it would just be the perfect book to avoid a book hangover, the perfect book to bop to something else and just to keep the good energy rolling, hopefully. I did start this morning. I'm on page 62 and enjoying the beginning of it. This is about a girl who is destined to die on her 11th birthday, but then she is whisked away to this secret city called Nevermore, and we kind of go from there. The beginning of this is really, really fun, very transportive. We're in this really kind of quirky, interesting society with all these different rules, seasons, things going on. So lots of world building, although maybe not quite as much as I would want, but I'm sure we'll get a bit more into that as we get into Nevermore and as we get further into the story. But yeah, so far the beginning of this has been super plotty and fun. So enjoying this. And then I am going to pick up, I think I just want something like a little bit turn my brain off. So I'm going to be reading Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey. This is her new romance release. And I have never read a Tessa Bailey. This is about a softball pitcher, I realize, not baseball, but we are in baseball postseason, and Tyler and I are big baseball fans, so I thought it would be fun to read something baseball-ish inspired. This is a enemies to lovers fake dating sports romance, so should be fun, and has the most glorious little sprayed edges. Yes, yes, yes. So these are the reading plans for this short little reading vlog, which I'm sure will turn out to not be short as I will ramble. Otherwise, this week, we are doing another little getaway for Tyler's birthday, which was actually a while ago, but I booked this for him. We're going to a little winery, and we're also going to see Book of Mormon, which is one of our favorite musicals. So all just a drive close by, but I thought it would be just a fun, like, stress-free little getaway for the fall time. So we leave tonight. I do need to edit last week's vlog today. I also need to film my September wrap-up and time that. Not that you guys care, but do have quite a few things to do before we leave for our little trip. And then also baseball playoffs start today. My team, the Cleveland Guardians, plays today at 1 p.m. So I'm going to watch that as I'm editing away to get this up. And then later today, we are off on another adventure. Happy Thursday. We are back from our little getaway. We went to go see Book of Mormon, and we went to go to a little winery, which is near-ish to where we are, and we stayed there one night. and it was really lovely. Book of Mormon was hilarious as usual. We've seen it many times, so nothing nothing new, but it was still funny to see it again. And then the winery was really lovely. We did a wine tasting. We went out for a nice dinner. It was also just like in a really nice area, like pretty wildlife. We saw a cat in the winery, which I was very invested in. And we got back later this afternoon, decided to go to a postseason baseball game, which we unfortunately lost. So the season is over, but it was a great year. Went out for dinner and then we just got back. So it's been kind of a whirlwind of a few days, but it has been really lovely as well. I have been making my way through Nevermore. I'm on page like about 100. I don't have many more thoughts from where I chatted with you guys last. So I'm not going to really give you any more about this because I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about it. But so far, for the most part, enjoying it. And we're still getting kind of introduced to the characters in the world, but it is a fun little middle grade read. I do have 2 book boxes. So I thought we would open these and see what is in them. Both from thrift books as usual. So I'm going to open this one first. So it is Wally Lamb's The River is Waiting. This was an Oprah Book Club pick of this year, and it has really great reviews as well. It says, in the wake of an accident that leads to unthinkable tragedy, can a grief-stricken husband ever atone for what he's done? Is a heartbroken wife's forgiveness even possible? So I haven't read anything by this author before, but really the reviews and it being an Oprah pick kind of drew me in. So interested in that one. And then let us see what the other one is. Okay, so it is the other Claire Leslie Hall. So for a little bit of background, I read Broken Country earlier this year, which is her mystery-ish release that came out here in the US in hardback, and I really, really loved it. I gave it 4 stars. I recently read My Days with You, My Days with Him, Our Day, something. I brought the cover up here. Which I will talk about in my September wrap up. I'll try and find the vlog where I read it, but I gave it three stars, and overall it was kind of an average read for me. This says a twisty, exhilarating novel about the consequences of one woman's doomed love affair. So again, I don't think this is going to be, this isn't a thriller, mystery, murder type of situation in the way that Broken Country is, but I am interested. And is this the one? Oh, Days You Were Mine is the name of the other ones on here. I'm not sure which order they came out in. I want to say this might have been her second release, but I'm not sure. But anyways, interested in picking this up. I do want to read all of her published work and then kind of continue on with things as she releases them. But so far, Broken Country has definitely been my favorite. So we'll see what I think of this one. What a lovely little book haul. I'm about to head to bed. We don't work tomorrow, which is nice. I'm going out tomorrow for dinner with a friend that I haven't seen in a while. We work together and it'll just be really nice to catch up. And then this weekend, it'll finally be a weekend at home, which feels like a really extra thing to say. But we've been traveling so much recently, Colorado and then winery and like all the things. So it'd be really, really nice to just like be at home with the cats, reading, cozy little weekend, and also catch up on some filming because I have not yet filmed my September wrap up, which needs to go up as it is October 2nd, i.e. Life of a Showgirl Eve. Those are kind of the plans for the next couple of days. I'm going to head to sleep and I will catch up when I have a bit more reading to talk about. All right. Happy Saturday. Apologize if you can hear some background noise. Tyler is getting ice to ice our tomatoes because we're making sauce tomorrow, whatever that means. We had a very cozy fall day today. We went apple picking, which we do every year. And then we got some hiking boots because we're going on a fall hike tomorrow, and neither of us had like really good hiking shoes. And then after that, we grabbed some dinner. We went to a comedy show. I ate so much popcorn that I am literally dying right now because I'm so thirsty. But I thought since we got home, I would give you a little update because I have finished a book, which is Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow, which I ended up giving 4 stars and really enjoyed. This is I would say, plotty, whimsical, magical, middle grade book about a young girl kind of finding herself and being transported to this magical world called Nevermore. And yeah, this was a great palate cleanser. It was a great book to avoid a book slump after a book like East of Eden. It was very creative and imaginative. Like some of the things that were in here were just um, so like smart and fun to read about, like different things. Like one example, for instance, in there's a magical hotel in here, and there's this room called the smoking room. But instead of being like a tobacco room, there's like different colored smoke based on the mood of or what mood they're trying to create. So it's kind of like a take on that, but a magical take on that, and it's fun. If I'm going to be super super nitpicky and pick at one thing, and the reason why this didn't get 5 stars, I felt like I enjoyed the world building, but we were just kind of plopped into it. And for a lot of the story, I truly did not know what direction we were going and like what are the rules in this world. Is this Earth in the future, past? Is this totally alternate? Like I didn't feel like we got all of the background that I would expect in the first book of a magical series. Having said that, I did order the next 3 books that are out in the UK covers because I really dislike the American covers. I think that they are not the most appealing. Apologize if you if you think the opposite, but the British covers to me are way prettier. So I ordered the next 3 in the series. I think I will continue to read them as little palette cleansers because this was just a lovely little treat. So 4 stars for Nevermore. And then I have literally started like chapter 1 of this. No big thoughts of it. I don't anticipate I'm going to be able to finish all of this tomorrow, although I'll probably try and get a good chunk of this done before the end of this reading vlog. But so far, the writing is okay. I don't have any really strong thoughts one way or another on Picture Perfect. So we are going to head to sleep. It is pretty late, and then we'll be up early tomorrow for a nice fall hike. All right, my friends, it is Monday and it is time to wrap up this vlog. I have a little virus of sorts. I think it was when we were flying back from Colorado. There was definitely somebody who was sneezing next to me. I think it was a very adorable child, so I can't be mad about it, but took some Dayquil. Hopefully I start feeling a little bit better. So we've had a very lazy day. We have just been cleaning up the house. We're about to go to Costco. You know, dream life here. Our week of just being lazy and not having to go to work is about to come to a close. So we're just gonna soak up the little bits that we can while we can. But yeah, it's been very chilled out day. And we also realized that I think today is the last warm day of the year because the rest of the week looks like it's dipping down to like the 60s. So, just going to bask outside, enjoy the last little bit, soak it up, and soon it will be fall for real. So it is time to wrap up this video. I'm going to do my little stats and then I'll tell you what I thought about Picture Perfect as I'm like giving my ratings at the end. I don't know the best way to do that, but that is the way that makes most sense to me today. So that's what we're going to do. So this week I read 693 pages, which is 99 pages a day, a little on the lower end. But we did do a lot of traveling. We did do a lot of bopping about, doing, different things, going to the winery, going apple picking and having a fall day, being off work, all those things. You'd think I'd read more, but it was actually we were doing stuff together, and so I didn't read as much, which again is fine. So 99 pages per day. The quote for this week is from Nevermore, and it is on page 72 of Nevermore. It says, looming in the doorway was a cat. Not just a cat, a giant cat. The biggest, scariest, toothiest, shaggiest cat she'd ever seen in her life. It sat back on its haunches and still struggled to fit in the frame. Its face was squashed and wrinkled as though it had run into a wall, and it snuffed and puffed just like a huge prehistoric version of the kitchen cats at Crow Manor. I would love to meet that cat, so that stood out to me. And ratings. So, as you guys know, I gave Nevermore a 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. Had a few little nitpicky things that I told you guys about, but overall, I have ordered the rest of the series, and I'm excited to have these as little palate cleansers, fun reads throughout the fall and winter months. And then Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey. So I don't think I've given you really any thoughts of this. I did finish this yesterday. This is a very steamy sports romance. It's actually the 4th in a series. I think the series is called Big Shots or something like that. And I don't know if the characters are like recurring between them or what exactly the situation is. But you can certainly read this one without having read the others in the series and still understand what's going on. So we're following this softball pitcher named Skylar. And she basically gets through a series of circumstances. There's this challenge where the pitcher, there's gonna be a face-off between the baseball team and the hockey team, and she's going to pitch for this face-off. There's more details in that, but that's what you need to know. And while she's pitching, she meets this boy named Robbie, and they kind of have a hate to love, forced romance because he ends up going to their family house to compete in this little like games that they do. It's kind of like an Olympic Games that their family does. And her partner, her best friend, isn't able to come. So Robbie comes in the best friend's place, and they have this like forced dating, fake dating situation. This is extremely, extremely steamy, which I kind of knew coming into it, but didn't quite realize like how steamy it is. So if you like that, you will probably enjoy this. I gave this a 3 stars. It was fine. The main character irritated me a little bit. Actually, both of the main characters irritated me. The writing was a little bit clunky at times. Especially in the spicy scenes, I was like, what are we saying to each other right now? What are we doing? Like, grammar matters. I did enjoy the like sports romance, them both kind of looking up to each other for their dedication to their sport. I did enjoy parts of their romance. For instance, Skylar's family doesn't really like value how good she is as a pitcher and value the things that she's accomplished. And Robbie kind of makes them see the good sides, all the things that she's done, all the good things about her. So I liked that part. But yeah, this kind of fell a little bit middle of the road. If you like a really steamy sports romance, you probably will enjoy this, but it was just a 3 stars from me. So overall, this was quite a solid little reading week. Had 2 new reads for, I guess this is, October's first vlog. So 2 new reads for October, both very different, but both kind of palate cleansers in their own way. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me a crow for the crow on the front of Nevermore, my favorite read from this week. And with that, I will see you guys very soon in another video. Bye.